there are people, and I don't stand by this theory, even though I've spent a considerable amount of time looking into it, that say none of the planes on September 11th actually existed, or none of them were there.
The hologram theory?
Yes. So
that is one that
I want to address some of this, because this is a video that was circulating on social media just within the last few months. It seems to be a pretty frequent one people mention.
I just like to comment.
Yeah, some of
I believe in theories. I'm not. This one I don't.
Well, some of
it's that the planes were the hologram, then they blew up the building simultaneously.
Yeah. Or they were.
It's so stupid. We have it on freaking video. What are they talking about holograms?
Or they were missiles that kind of had the ability to project the fuselage of a plane
or
around
more
them.
simply, they were just hijacked planes.
So I want to play this video that people often mention as proof of this. We'll take a look here.
I'll steal
because
why this is a stupid
you can see
everything.
You can see everything, but people try to say it looks like it's clipping into the side of the building.
You're dealing with a 2001 camera that's now been on. That was on presumably on VHS, I imagine.
Yes.
That has now been like pixelated, and then it's from a distance away, zoomed in. You're obviously what is it called? Not fragmentation in video.
Artifacting.
Artifacting.
Here's another one that we can roll while we're talking. Keep going. But
there are some theories that are based on legitimate queries, like the Pentagon.
What was that explosion in the front?
That was the passport getting injected into the screen.
So you see there, this is very zoomed in. It's blurry. It's grainy. And part of this is the frame rates of things recorded on VHS.
I'm coming back to the passports. Even if you, Humberto, your theory is right. You know, like pressure. It's in the building right now, and now that's flame and fire and gas and debris.
No, but it likes to jump. It's in the city for the first time. The passport wanted to see Times Square.
It's not my theory. I'm just trying over here. I might get a point on this one.
The controlled demolition. Who doesn't believe that there was some element of it?
To wrap up the no planes theory, just because it is a theory that exists, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of these theories, what we can prove, what we can't. This one is a much more of a stretch to try to suggest that all the planes were holograms, that news footage was CGI in real time.
And the families of this is why I never got. Not that I never got behind. I disliked and never agreed with the Sandy Hook they didn't exist victims, because I know first degree people who are relatives of the victims. These were people's families on the planes, and so they existed. And then to say it's holograms means you have to fake the death of the hundreds of people on the planes. It's much easier just to hijack the planes than to try to pull that off.
Was it weird?
Racer.
What's the explanation for the people on the airplane though? Calling their families in 2001 and having cell phone service on the airplane.
I guess Steelman the crazy, because they'll say it was a government officials using voice modulation and trying to really sell the hologram.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, how did those calls go through? There's no way
you
back
can make
then.
A phone call off a plane, I believe.
Did they not?
No, these are cell phone calls to family members.
Were they cell phones or were they phones on the plane?
I think it was phones on the plane for
like
most
the ones
of
that
them.
were the ones that had those coil things.
Although that's what's weird, that Flight 93 found out about the other crashes through phone calls. So that means someone had an incoming call on the plane.
Did cell phones exist in 2001? They did.
Yes.
Yeah. They did.
They weren't nearly as good, but
then would you have been able to get reception? Okay, Vinny's going to look up.
These are odd things.
I mean, it's hard to get a reception right now.
Yeah,
once you take off, it's very, very
I lose
difficult.
reception in our office pretty regularly, but this
is a vault near a landing.
Yes, passengers on several of the hijacked planes made calls, but were seat back phones calls, not regular cell calls, since cell phones service at cruising altitude were unreliable.
That's actually very common.
That's very common. No, and also how would they have found out? Well, the pilots, I presume, or the pilots are
talking to the tower.
No, because when United 93 gets taken over.
So how did they get incoming calls to the flight?
How did they find out? Would be the question.
I think some of this is our own lack of understanding about cell phone and phone infrastructure back in 2000 right now, just because, like you said, seat back phones, that used to be a thing. Where like most of the seats on certain flights had planes.
Phones attached to buildings is a thing that many people watching this are not going to.
Anybody remember trying to unkink the twisty cord on your?
Well, you don't remember this, Vinny. You're old enough. You remember the?
I would hate people.
And then you have to go. Did you want to dial the operator? That's the longer.
Zero.
And then you like the little stupid wheel that spins on a phone.
Louis C.K. had a funny joke where he's like, "Man, when people with zeros, you hated it. You're like, how bad do I want to look like this asshole?" So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.